What's up, guys? We are back looking at some more MLB plays today over on PrizePicks. We have now swept in back-to-back videos, cashing every single play from both videos. Let's hop in and make it back-to-back-to-back sweeps. You guys had the like going yesterday's view of 175 likes, which is why we have 3 plays in today's video. If you want a third play tomorrow, leave a like on this video here. 175 likes, and I will drop a third play tomorrow also. And while they're down there leaving a like, you may as well subscribe to the channel also with those notifications on. We're going to give these free plays shortly, but before we do so, don't miss out on checking out the DubClub. The DubClub gives you access to all of my plays sent straight to your phone, and I truly believe that I have the best DubClub out there, not just because of how much that we hit, but also because of the community. If you do end up joining the DubClub though, there will be a link down there in my description or in the top of the comment section that will get you a special offer to join with limited spots remaining. So go ahead and click on that link, scroll down, there will be a banner that pops up at the bottom of your screen, giving you a limited time discount to join the DubClub. While you get in, I recommend connecting your Discord to DubClub. That way you get access to the Discord and all these channels. That includes my 6-mans tab, where I end up posting some 4-mans and some 6-mans that have been extremely profitable for us. This was a 9x winner that we had from last night. You also get my 6-mans, which we have cashed 6-mans in the last 6 days, looking to increase on that streak that we've been on with these 6-mans. We also get access to my underdog streaks. We've cashed the first 2 legs on this underdog streak there. One of the more recent underdog streaks we went on went for 10 legs straight. We cashed 10 straight legs in an underdog streak. You also have my community chat to talk to me and other members about plays or whatever's going on. And you also get access to my contributors' plays from Asmies, Emo, and Elo. Asmies is ridiculously good. You can see all the love that he gets on his posts, especially the PGA. He is a monster golf guy. You also get access to Elo's plays for soccer. He crushes his plays all the time as well. You can see the love that he gets too because of how much it is cashing. Emo is more of a WNBA and NBA guy there, so you kind of have a little bit of everything here. You have Asmies with some MLB as well as some golf. Emo with some WNBA and NBA, and then Elo here with his soccer plays. The community chat though is genuinely a great place to be. There was guys posting KBO like wake and cash slips yesterday, and they were cashing for like 20x, like just tailing slips from each other in the chat. Like it was kind of crazy. There's a lot of very, very good minds here in this chat. I'm also in the chat constantly too. It is super easy to reach me if you have any questions about strategy or anything about my plays or anything. I'm always super responsive and pretty much always in the chat. Just add me in the chat and I'll respond to you probably within 2 minutes. We have a juicy MLB slate today, and I really do see us catching a 6-man, praying, crossing the fingers, but I'm feeling pretty good about catching a 6-man today because this slate is very, very good for some offense, it seems like. So I'm super excited. Go join the DubClub. It'll be available with the link in my description or in the top line of the comment section to get in with a special offer. And now with that out of the way, let's get to these free plays. Make sure they play responsibly and at your own risk. Leave a like on this video if you have not already, and also be sure to subscribe with those notifications on. That way you get in before these lines get bumped to get removed. Now let's get to today's plays. The first play like on the PrizePicks board for tonight's slate in the MLB is going to be over in the fantasy category. However, if you are on a sportsbook, I like him to have a single in today's game. That is Alec Bohm over his fantasy score at 5 on the PrizePicks board. If I can find where he's at 5, unless they took him off the board for some reason. There he is. 5 fantasy score on the over. Again, sportsbooks, I can have a single. But Bohm is in a great spot for a couple of reasons here. He's had at least 5 fantasy score in 67% of games this year. His hits, runs, and RBIs line today that was about a minus 150 over 1.5. It just glitched out like on PrizePicks there, just because PrizePicks is a minus 137 or whatever. But you can see here that he's been over in 60%. But his fantasy score, he's had at least 5 in about 67% of games, which is a great sign because if you're going to cover your hits, runs, and RBIs line, it is almost impossible for you to have less than 5 fantasy score if you're going to cover your hits, runs, and RBIs. Like you'd have to get walked and score a run to have 4. And even so, with that, you're still under your hits, runs, and RBIs line because that's only 1 run. So it's just a much better spot. The fantasy score compared to like a hits, runs, and RBIs line. What I'm trying to say though is a very good sign for the over fantasy score that he is juiced over his hits, runs, and RBIs. But Bohm here I think is in a great spot overall because the Phillies are also favored against Toronto today. In wins this year, he has actually been over in 74% of games. Wins on the road, 88%, missing in only 1 single game this year, which was back on April 9th. That was over 2 months ago now that he missed this line about. So I think he's in a great spot overall just based off of Philly being favored, his record on the road, and just overall this year and how good he is with the hits, runs, and RBIs. Because at the end of the day, the sportsbooks tell a story. They really do. If you look at the odds, they will tell a story of how they expect the game to go, and they're expecting Bowen to be in a pretty great spot. He also has a good chance of getting like some sack fly opportunities or some RBI opportunities as well as being able to score runs because he has been batting like the 4 or 5 spot usually, typically. So I think Bohm is in a pretty good spot to get put in some good positions to have an RBI too. So I think he's in a great spot overall. If we can get a single for an RBI to have 5 fantasy score, He can score a run off of that too to have 7. He also had a very good game yesterday, going for 14 fantasy scores. So overall, I think Bohm is in a great spot. Given the over of his 5 fantasy score today on PrizePicks, I also like his single and his hit runs and RBIs at 1.5. Before we get to my next play, if you're not yet on Sleeper or have not at least checked it out, it is one of, if not the best DFS app out there right now. It is available in most states, 18 years and older, and if you use my promo code DOMG, you can get a first-time deposit up to $100 and a free square when you do sign up for Sleeper right now using my promo code. They also have promos all the time for not just new users, but also current users. Like, I'm a current user, and right now I have a 25% profit boost that I can use until I win. It shows up in my app every single day until I win with that 25% profit boost. You also right now have a $5 protected pick, at least I do, for the CSGO. They have promos like these all the times. They have discounts. They have boosts constantly on this app. A lot of apps out there will just try to suck you in to put money in the app and then not give you any promos. But Sleeper gives you promos almost every single day with you being a current user. They can also offer a better payout than an app like PrizePicks. Like, for example, if you like Kyle Quantrill today over his pitching outs, and let's say Mackenzie Gore over strikeouts, it can actually give you a better payout than an app like PrizePicks at a 3.3x payout as you see there. So if you like those spots there, you can actually get a better payout than an app like PrizePicks if they were to offer that at 3x. So like I said, it's a very cool app. Get it for yourself in my description and use promo code DOMG for a first deposit up to $100 and a free square when you do sign up. I should also mention too that you can actually get a free month of my DubClub if you happen to use promo code DOMG on an app that I'm affiliated with. Just take a screenshot using my promo code on an app and send that to domgpropsvip@gmail.com, and I'll send you back a free link for a free month of my DubClub. It includes all the apps that you can see right here for the most part. Just use promo code DOMG on those apps. Unless the app that you're joining is better, that will be promo code DOMG props. All the other apps are promo code DOMG, as you can see right there. Take a screenshot, send it to domgpropsvip@gmail.com, and you could get a free month of my DubClub. Now, getting to my next play here, we're actually going to head over, stay in the MLB, of course, because there's no WNBA today or NBA. We do have some NHL today. I might have that over in the DubClub a little bit later, but the next play I'm talking about here, though, is going to be over in the hits, runs, and RBIs category, because today I like Jackson Chourio from my Milwaukee Brewers over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Not sure why his face is not loading on PrizePicks right now, but if you look at his stats, he has been in a very good spot this year. He's covered this in 52% of games so far this year because to face a lefty today in Abbott. Against lefties, he's been over this in 70% of games so far this year. On the road, he's been over in 58%. On the road against lefties, over in 73% of games. So a pretty good spot there. This game is expected to stay close between the Reds and the Brewers. However, the over-under is very high in this game. They love both offenses today. And in games where they win, just because I want to factor in games where they're scoring a lot of runs, he's been over in 58% against lefties, 83% right there. He has never not had at least one hit run RBI in a win against a lefty this year. On the road, though, over in 5 out of 6, as you see there. He's had a run in almost every single one of those games, too, which I don't mind on the over on a sportsbook. He has had 2 plate appearances against Abbott, but has not had a hit against him. Not really super concerned about that. He actually has been on base against him before, though, so it was probably like a walk that he had against him. But you also can see, though, he is a much better against lefties than righties. He has a 254 batting average this year, but a 351 against lefties. He's been crushing lefties all year. Abbott, though, has a worse ERA against righties with a 1.72 ERA, which is still insanely good, I will say. But, he's a little bit worse against righties, which is a good sign for us here. And at the end of the day, he's kind of expected to get crushed today. But Chourio has a 308 weighted on-base average against the fastball, though, with 323, changeup of 413, and the slider 348. So he is a better WOBA against his top 3 pitches than he does on average. So all of his top 3 pitches, he's a better weighted on-base average against. So I think Chourio is in a great spot today to go over his hits, runs, and RBIs for a lot of reasons. Mainly that he's playing a lefty and just the pitch mix that he throws. This game does start a little bit earlier. It's about 12:40 Eastern today, so you should have about 2 hours since I post this video to get in on it. But of course, if you just have your notifications on, you'll have no problem getting in Chourio today over his hits, runs, and RBIs. But now let's get to our third play in the video here. And this one is going to stay in the hits, runs, and RBIs category. But again, if you want a third play tomorrow also, be sure to leave a like on this video here. 175 likes, I'll drop a third play tomorrow also. But this play here is going to be Rafael Devers over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. If you have underdog fantasy available, I also love him over 7.5 fantasy score. But I do not like him over 7.5 fantasy score on PrizePicks because the scoring is a little bit different. Underdog scoring just typically gives batters a little bit of a higher fantasy score compared to PrizePicks, just based off the scoring. So if you have not already joined Underdog 2, promo code DOMG if you do want to join. I like him over 7.5 on Underdog, but if you only have PrizePicks and don't want to join Underdog, I do like him over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at its goblin here. And if you were to pair all 4 plays from this video together, it would pay out about a 4x over on PrizePicks, which I think is not too bad. But Devers is at least 2 in 52% of games so far this year. He gets to face Jose Soriano, who is a righty. Against righties this year, he has a slight little increase rate of 53%. He's also been better in home games this year, over in 56%. Home games against the righty, over in 60%. But Boston are kind of in the same situation as the Brewers are. Like, I think the game is expected to stay pretty close, but the over-under is at like 10. Like, it's ridiculously high. And in wins this year, he's been very good, going over in about 79% of games. But against righties, over in 75%. At home, over in 81%. Home against righties, and they win 79%. He's only had one plate appearance against Soriano where he did not have a hit. Nothing to really worry about there. The splits are a little bit not on our side here, with him being a little bit worse against righties on paper, with Soriano being a little bit better against lefties. But again, not really concerned about that. The books still love him today, too. But he has a 398 weighted on-base average against the sinker, though, at 272. Curveball of 442 and the splitter of 555. So while he does struggle against the sinker a little bit, that curveball and the splitter are ridiculously good for his on-base average. A 442 and a 555 is ridiculous, as you see there. So I think Devers is overall in a pretty good spot to go over his hit runs and RBIs today, as well as the 7.5 fantasy score over on underdog. Because I think his underdog fantasy score is still in a great spot too, because he's actually been over his underdog fantasy at 7.5 more than he's been over his 1.5 hit runs and RBIs. Like, kind of a crazy hit right there. And in wins this year, he's also been very good, going over in 79% of his underdog fantasy score. But you see the difference on PrizePicks here. Only 48% in wins is still pretty good at 72%. But still, it's just worse on PrizePicks compared to underdog. I'm not done with the free plays yet, but a couple of reminders to not miss out in joining the DubClub. There is a special offer linked down there in my description to get in for a special discount. Only a couple of spots left. Use that link in my description or in the comment section. Gives you access to all of my plays sent straight to you, as well as the Discord for my 6-man slips. You also have my community chat here, as well as plays from Asmies, Emo, and Elo. These guys are all good, crushing their plays. Community chat is an awesome place to be also. And you get all that too. You also get like my taco plays, my underdog gimme picks. You have my underdog streak plays also. It is overall a very good place to be. But here's some more free plays from the Daily Grind tool. In this tool, you can show off the best bit to value plays on an app like PrizePicks or Underdog. Right now on PrizePicks, they love some plays for some League of Legends, some CSGO, some PGA, as you can see there, because we do a lot of PGA tomorrow. And if you click on plus CV plays, you can filter down to a 2-pick power play or same with a 5-pick or a 6-pick flex. This tool is really awesome. Get it for yourself in my description by clicking on the fantasy bundle and scrolling down. Be sure to use promo code DOMG. There's another tool available from the same guy, sold separately in my description, called the ASF Generator. And this tool is over 2,000 US of profit since last year, with 7 slips currently on the board for apps like PrizePicks or Underdog. Right now on PrizePicks, they have this 5-pick flex, which contains some League of Legends value, some WNBA value, as well as some more NBA and League of Legends value. And it also has a profit margin of about 7.31%. What's so cool about this tool also is that you just click on that on PrizePicks and it puts into PrizePicks for you just like that. Like, this tool is awesome. Get it for yourself in my description by clicking on the slip generator and then scroll down and use promo code DOMG yet again. Thank you for watching. I'll see you for the next video. Best of luck. If you want to make over $5,000 of profit on PrizePicks, you can watch this video on your screen right here.